my beautiful butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beverley and it is lovely to see you today. In this video we're going to be talking about some vintage fashion ideas that you can bring into your everyday wardrobe. So grab that cup of tea, let's get to it. So as we all know, if you're on this channel regularly or on my Instagram or anywhere like that, I try to dress in a vintage style, well, my own twist on it, every day. I really enjoy dressing in a vintage style. I feel cute like it, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of putting outfits together and sharing that here on my channel and over on my Instagram. But one big thing that I have noticed is that vintage style comes and goes, and it's continuously coming round and round and round again in modern fashion. And I was thinking about this the other day, and I was thinking, what kind of ways could you dress with vintage style but in a modern way? And so I was thinking of some ideas to help you zhuzh up your everyday outfits with some vintage ways of dressing. And so I came up with 5 different ideas, and I really hope that you'll enjoy this video. But don't forget, if you're new here, you can click the subscribe button to become part of the butterfly family. We would absolutely love to have you here. Don't forget to leave me a comment, a like, and also, I do have a Ko-fi account. This is a place where you can tip me a little bit extra towards the running of this channel and my blog if you would like. So that is down in the description. But let's get to it, shall we? So the first thing is vintage scarves. Now, I am a lover of vintage scarves, and you can find them quite cheaply in your local charity shop. A lot of these things can be found cheaply in your charity shops. I get most of my things from charity shops. This dress I just found the other day, and I was thinking about vintage scarves because I use them to decorate my house as well. And you might be thinking, what? But if I have, like, I don't know, a piece of furniture that isn't quite as pretty or doesn't quite match the rest of my room, throw a vintage scarf on it. And the same can be done with your outfits. What's great about a vintage scarf is you can wrap your hair up. Say, I mean, nowadays we're told not to wash our hair too often. And so if you're on day 2 or 3 and your hair's looking a bit, you know, there's not much style in it, or it's a bit greasy, tie up a vintage scarf and you instantly look very glamorous. I will say that. One of my favourite creators, with love, Christina, I'll leave a link to the video down below. She did a really great video all about how she styles her vintage scarves and like some tutorials and things, so I'll leave a link down to that video down below. But I love a vintage scarf. They're great to put around your shoulders, they're great for decorating with, they look really stylish. So that's my first tip for you. The second is vintage accessories, and how important it is to people back in the 40s and 50s to have perfect accessories. One of my favourite YouTubers, again I'll leave a link to her down below, but she does a lot of matching bags and hats and gloves. Whenever I see her, I think that looks so stylish. Imagine if you matched your handbag to gloves, or to your purse, or to your, you know, your badge. It's not really a badge, is it? Oh, my brain fog's really bad at the moment. I'm sorry, kids. Basically, putting your jewellery and your hats and bags and gloves and things all together so they match was a big thing in the 40s and 50s and beforehand. And then I was thinking about, like, hats, gloves and scarves. We're getting into winter, why not make sure they match? You can often buy them in sets if you go to the shop, and so making sure you've got like a cute little hat on with a matching scarf, matching gloves, how cute would that be all together? When you start to think in the way of how your accessories can really accentuate your outfit, and the whole lot just really brings the outfit together. So if you can find ways to bring your outfit together with your accessories, it's a really simple, easy way of doing a complete outfit and looking like you've really thought about your whole outfit. The next thing is a simple white blouse. I cannot tell you how many simple white blouses I own. If I see them in a charity shop in my size, I grab them immediately. They can go with a really pretty skirt. You can wear them them under a dress or under a jumper. They just really complete an outfit. And white blouses have always been in fashion. They've always been in style, and that is for a reason. It's because they are classic and just so elegant. Even with a pair of jeans, a white blouse just looks so nice. So I really want to say to you that if you want to uplift your wardrobe, buying white blouses and cream blouses is just a really simple and cheap way of just making your outfits stand out and just look really, really pretty. So just have a look round. I'll hopefully have put some pictures up here for you to peruse as I talk. But yeah, white blouses don't have to be boring. They don't have to be something that makes you feel buttoned up. They can just really be effortless style. Now the next thing is a little tip for our non-binary pals, and that is tailored suits. Now I personally have managed to thrift original vintage tailored suits, like waistcoat, jacket. You can either wear trousers or a skirt depending on how you're feeling, and I think they're a really great way of really harking back, because I know nowadays people say, oh, we never used to talk about gender this much in the past, and that is not true at all. Back in the day, in the 1920s, people just think of flappers, but there were a group of people, do I say people, women or female presenting? I'm sorry, language today, my brain is not working. But anyway, I'll have pictures here. People like Marlene Dietrich, people like that were wearing suits, and these suits were a way to push past gender norms. It was the first time that women or females were really cutting their hair short, and they would quite often slick it back into a male kind of style and smoke cigars and cigarettes and look very much like a young man was meant to look. And this was a way of really pushing that gender way of thinking and really finding ways to change the way we think about things. And we owe it to those people of the past who definitely pushed those boundaries. And I look back at that time now and I see people who wore these incredible tailored suits, and I think, what an incredibly stylish way of dressing if you are non-binary and you want to dress in a vintage style, but you don't want to be wearing petticoats and flouncy skirts and things. Do your research, because there were people back then who definitely knew that they were not of the binary, and they wanted to find ways of breaking out of that and to get people talking and opening their minds up. So definitely have a look at that, because there are so many tailored suits out there in charity shops or even in like a high street. Tailored suits come back into fashion so often. You can find so many ways of really bringing a blazer into an outfit, or really looking to that time and being inspired to bring that old-fashioned style back without those old-fashioned values. The last one is knitwear. We are heading into winter. It is November and it's pretty cold here already in England. We're definitely feeling that bite at the moment. So I'm definitely trying to find knitwear to make my outfits last a little bit longer. Wearing a layered white blouse underneath a jumper is a very classic way of dressing, and it's something that will keep you toasty warm throughout the whole season. There's so many different ways of bringing knitwear into your fashion. It doesn't have to be that you get rid of your clothes and wear modern clothing just because it's cold. People for centuries have been dressing in a way to keep warm, and knitwear is a really great way of doing that. I love looking to the past and being inspired by it, layering these sort of roll neck jumpers that you can get as basics. Like I think I got this from Georgia Asda. It's a really pretty colour. Layering this with a dress and a cardigan is a great way of keeping warm, and you still have that really cute vintage look as well. So definitely have a look at your knitwear, have a look through old pictures and get inspired by the way they wore their knitwear, because it's such a great way of keeping warm as the months turn a little bit colder. I really hope that these ideas, these very simple, small ideas, will give you some ways of planning and getting together really cute outfits. You can really play around in the history, and that's what I love about vintage fashion. That's what I try and do, just get really inspired by my favourite decades. So don't be scared to look around, and don't just assume that vintage fashion means the 40s and 50s. It does for a lot of people, but not for everyone, and it doesn't have to for you. You can really find your own style, and I have done a video about finding your own vintage style, so I'll leave a link to that down below so you can check that out as well. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to head down below and leave it a cheeky little like so I know that you enjoyed it, and I can bring more like this to the channel in future. While you're down there, leave me a comment. I love talking to you. Let me know what ideas you have inspired by this kind of basic 5 fashion ideas to really zhuzh up your outfits. I think this is a really lovely idea, so if you've got some ideas that I haven't covered, definitely let me know down in the comments. And last but certainly not least, if you like my content and you like my face, don't forget to head down below and click that subscribe button. Ring that little bell so you always know when I upload. I'm usually here Mondays and Fridays, my health permitting. I always do my very best to be here with you every week, twice a week. I hope you have a really wonderful week. I hope that you feel inspired by this video and you go ahead and try some new things for your vintage wardrobe. Take care everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!